So let me welcome Anshuman to this program. Over to you, Anshuman. Are you there?
Thank you, Shinu. All right. First, I would like to congratulate all the participants for taking the right decision. You are at the right path, and you are actually starting the journey for the hottest technology in the market, right? So congratulations and welcome to the eighth batch. And I am a proud, participant of batch three. And as you said, I started 2 years ago and I've just completed my MBA journey, and I'm here to talk about what I learned, how I did, and my challenges. And yes, a lot of frustration, but we have to overcome, right? And some people have questions, background. I don't know coding. I'm not from a development background. Well, you will get a lot of your answers when I talk about my journey. Now, I think, so I have been very excited and I have remained excited since the time I joined. The first reason is, I would say congratulations once again for choosing REVA, the race program. I will tell you the amount of research I had done before joining, none of you would have done. So this is the best module and the best mentors you have, right? Dr. Shinu, Dr. JBS, and RP. I mean, three pillars. And you have many more mentors who will come and help you out. But so I feel, I take my journey like a book. I don't know how many of you really read storybooks, right? What happens, people like me who love storybooks, when we start reading, we are curious and we just want to know how does it end, right? Why we want to see the end? Because we want to kill the curiosity and the anxiety that we have. So it excites us to see what is happening at the end and then go through the journey. So I just want to fire you all up saying that what you are going to get at the end. Let me share my screen. I want to show you something and then I will walk you through. Okay. Okay, so that's me, man. The whole excitement actually tripled, multiplied when I got this. And just imagine all of you yourself being inside that robe. Look at that hat, man. And when you throw the hat, that feeling, and when you get your certificate from the vice chancellor, and then there are so many cameramen standing, asking you to pose, taking your pictures, and then first thing that race team will do is they will publish it in LinkedIn, they will tag you, and you also have all of your pictures now, sharing and taking credit of this on LinkedIn, Facebook, right? Just imagine the feeling. I want you to feel, it's called manifestation. The first rule of manifestation is you start imagining yourself already achieving what you wanted, your goals. And that makes your journey much easier, right? Once you start believing in yourself that you have already achieved, nothing becomes difficult. Now that it is done, I will take you through my short journey and we will talk about a couple of slides and then we will discuss whatever questions you have. I would be very happy to answer. So let me start my journey, right? Who am I? Anshuman Dash. I work in a company called Microland Limited. I work as a senior director. I'm the delivery head for industrial IoT. And the best part is I moved into this role during my journey itself through the RACE program. And let me talk about it. Today I will speak about three things: how I was before I actually thought about it, what I did during the journey, and what's afterwards. What exactly is supposed to be done, what you are doing. Is it that you achieve everything in your life just by completing this course, or do you need to really do something else? We will talk about some of these. My thoughts, of course. I may not be perfect, but whatever I think, I have documented and it can be improved definitely. Before the journey, yes, I was standing like this. I see there are two things I wanted to do. I wanted to do MBA and I also wanted to do something in analytics. Why analytics? Of course, it was the hottest field coming up. Everybody were talking about analytics and a lot of courses. I used to get a lot of calls also saying that do this course 3 months, 5 months. I was not sure what it is, and then I didn't know what to do. Yes, I was very confused, and I didn't know what are the prerequisites and whether I qualify to be here. I had no clue. So I did a lot of research and, I had a long chat with Dr. Sinu, honestly. it changed my life. Now, a little bit about me. What's my background? This will help all of you. It will also motivate some of you, right? Your questions. I don't know coding. In any of this part, you will see I also didn't know coding, right? I started as a IT infra technical engineer as my career. What are these guys? People who work on networks, servers. So basically, I started as a server engineer, which is Windows servers, and I did some certification. Then I did some Cisco certification. I started there, and over time, I started moving away from technology because everybody wanted to become a manager, right? I also became a manager. It's not difficult to become a manager, but that's not maybe what you want in life, right? Then suddenly I realized that, oh, there is something called as quality, which is very interesting. So I kept moving. I changed my field, moved from operations to quality. I then from quality, there are different things that come up in the industry today. There is something called as delivery excellence. It's a merger of basically quality and service delivery, and you'll be responsible for very very interesting things. Converting red clients to green clients and improving profitability, etc., etc. Very interesting work. And in the process, then I became the delivery head for industrial IoT. I don't know how many of you know about IoT as a technology. Currently, my team's focus area is IoT's deployments into industries, means factories and different kind of other industries. And I head this delivery. And in this whole process, you might have already figured out that I was never a developer, right? What was my core expertise before I got into this course of doing my MBA? ITIL, I don't know how many of you know, but yeah, I had done my master's in ITIL, and also I was very close to being my expert. Then I was kind of a process management guy. I had done a lot of the BPM certifications, and I also was a certified process professional. And also, my core strength lied when I moved into quality was into Lean and Six Sigma combined together. With this, what I had been doing, I was working on general management, service delivery, making sure my team meets the SLAs, operations management, people management. All this I was doing. And that's when I started my journey into this field of data science, right? This is where I start my journey. That's my background. I think it would have given you a lot of ideas and motivation. Some of you are already there like me, right? Or many of you would be better than me as well, which is good. But if you are not better, nothing bad, you are in the right path. And the moment I hit the ground, right, this reality came up. I have just given some tools and business. Is it enough for all? No, it is not all. But I have picked up some of the things that I felt I should talk about, right? Tools. You'll be touching on Python or big data, and you need to have mathematics, statistics, supervised learning. These are all modeling, right? Supervised learning, unsupervised learning, ensembling models, text analytics, deep learning, CNN, time series. Oh my God. What are these red? If you look at the legend, red wins. I had no clue about any of these when I joined this course. What I knew, of course, yeah, statistics I was good at because as a Six Sigma professional, you have no choice. You can't become a black belt in Six Sigma without being really good at statistics. I was good at statistics. I remember some maths part, why math is required. Yeah, a lot of these models will have mathematical way of calculation, right? And especially when you start going into deep learning, etc., these are a lot more mathematical. So you need to learn maths if you've forgotten. These are all basic maths, linear algebra, all these things. So there's nothing that is very complicated, but all of you would have learned it. I also learned it. Why yellow? Because I remembered a little bit here and there, and that's why I marked them as yellow. Ideally, it could have been red as well. I was not good at all. I was pretty bad. Then comes to the business knowledge, right? Business knowledge, you see there are some domains like supply chain, finance, marketing, and enterprise analytics is something that you will actually learn in your MBA second year. Consulting analytics, very, very important things to run your analytics business or being an analytics leader in your company. And it also include storytelling, solutioning, preparing a solution for your customer. So storytelling and solutioning, I had a little bit kind of familiarity by the time I joined. It becomes, once you become a manager or something, you are forced into try these things in your company. You don't have a choice. So you are aware. Are you good at it? Maybe not. I was not at all good at it. Right. So, I mean, when I looked at this, right, in the beginning, it was scary for me. But, I actually had quite a lot positive thoughts during that time, and of course, things work out. I will show you how things went on after I finished. Right, I completed certain things. And during the process, what we learned, Python, R, and some of the beautiful IBM tools, SPSS Modeler, IBM Big Insights, or that's the Hadoop environment of IBM, the big data environment. We also learned Spark, big data, which you will get to know. This is part of the second year module where you do it on cloud. You can do it locally as well. H2O.ai, beautiful tool. We learned IBM Watson, it does things like magic, right? And Tableau for visualization, Tableau and Click, both of that you will learn in the process, and something more, something less. And Jupyter is our prime tool, right, for Python work. And if you don't know, you can run R also on Jupyter, but yeah, running it on R Studio is better. Then some of the advanced tools that we learned, TensorFlow, Keras. Keras is my most favorite deep learning library. Why not TensorFlow? Because yeah, it is complex. Honestly, I'll tell you, right? It's not that you can't do it. I can also do. I have written codes in TensorFlow, but I love Keras, the simplicity, and it does my job. Whatever I have done on deep learning. OpenCV, right? Your computer vision tools, right? It's the library for computer vision. And I have used YOLO extensively. I'm talking about it. The meaning of it is you only look once. It's actually single layer, a neural network module on convolutional neural network for object detection. A very helpful tool if you are going to use anything in computer vision and object detection. We learned many more things. I can't really present them in one slide. These are my most favorite, and I think these are something that I use on a regular basis, and I wanted to talk about them. You will learn too many of them, honestly. The industry is full of new technologies, as Sinu said, it keeps coming every day. And you have to make your fundamentals very clear, and then it's a cakewalk learning something new. And I think these are your fundamentals you should be really clear with, and you will become clear. What you need to do, we will talk about it, right? And then comes, how do you go through this whole process? How I went through. The most important part is each module and the quizzes. It actually helps you test what you have learned during the class. If you're not really attentive, I will tell you, you will not go through these quizzes. So what does it mean is be attentive, do your revisions regularly after every class. Don't allow the week to pass by, right? That every Saturday you are learning, but in between these two Saturdays is very important for your future, right? So be very attentive, and this quizzes tells you how much you have learned, how much you have not. It doesn't matter whether you are scoring 100%. If you are, then you are good. But if you are scoring lower, it actually tells you that what's your path forward, what you should do to get to that 100%. And many of us actually scored 100%. Honestly, I'll tell you, it's not difficult at all. You just need to make sure you are learning through the process. Then, Shinu was talking about also some of the complex assignments. You will have a lot of assignments, different types. There will be a lot of complex assignments which will be given to you as group class and assignments. There are two ways you can handle it. One, do nothing. Somebody else will anyway do it in your group. What you learn, nothing, right? What effort you put, you get the same. So if you want to learn, be a part of the team, participate 100%, and you will learn a lot of things. The most complex things can be learned as a team. You will learn, and you will have the mentors helping you out. You will also have the class representatives, some of the helps that will come up. But this is your way to learn, group class assignments. I was very, very interested, and I found it very exciting to go through this. And you learn so many things, right? You do coding, you learn to think through, you learn to represent from a business point of view, and then finally comes documentation, where you'll have to actually require to do presentations and come and stand in the front. If you have the classes, we were fortunate enough, COVID was not there, so we were supposed to come to the front of the class as a team, and then we used to divide the slides between us and talk about it. Very, very interesting work. And then comes your assignments. You want to copy from somebody else, you get your marks, but what do you learn? Nothing. I will tell you honestly, you learn nothing. So take your assignments very seriously and start working on them from the day it has been created in LMS. And sometimes what happens is, you don't submit on time, and yeah, race will give you a lot of time to submit. But the moment it piles up into 2, 3, 4 assignments, I will tell you, you will end up doing what, trying to find a shortcut from internet, download from somewhere, use some crappy codes which you never understood what it is, and you will submit. You will not learn. So do your assignments on time. See, the first year is very, very important to build that discipline. My experience, I always used to complete assignments on time. Right? The week assignment is given, next week is my time to sit and work through it. And that used to help me learn also. Then what will happen will come your first year project. These will be reviewed by industry experts, and they are all experts in their field. There will be people who are business experts. There will be people who are data science experts. There will be people domain experts. When the first year project will be due because it's in trimester 3, and you know when it is going to end. So start thinking well in advance. Start thinking about a problem that you take that as a project. At least 2 to 3 months in advance, you should start thinking, because once you define your problem, you'll have to collect a lot of other details before you actually finalize and get approval to run that as your capstone project. Right? So start thinking, look at some industry problems, look at problems at your workplace. If nothing, then just look at what is the problem in the market that can be taken as a capstone project, right? Anything, it could be anything that can have analytical solution can be taken as a project. And once you start thinking early, you will be able to find a solution. And then you move into a second year, further deeper into technology and much more complex studies you'll have to do. You will learn your best in the industry, and you will learn both sides: the analytics side, the business side, the management side. The all these all this corporate stuff also you'll learn. You'll learn how to prepare your business solution. You will be given assignments where you will be thinking about starting your own company, and how do you prepare, probably an analytical company, or you are preparing for a solution to an analytical problem that the customer is looking at. All that you will learn. Keep your focus on. Time will fly otherwise, right? Then trimester 5 comes, and you have trimester 5 and 6. You'll have two projects. One could be a project, one could be a paper. The second year project should ideally be a kind of a complex one, right? First year you would have done in machine learning, quite good, acceptable, but don't just come up with another machine learning project in second year, right? You would have learned your deep learning model, CNN, computer vision, all of that you would have learned, big data on Spark, Scala, and all this you would have learned. So pick up one topic which is more complex, which has better industry visibility, etc. So do that, right? And focus on the outcomes during your second project. It should have a lot of business benefit, whether it is your company's own problem or a problem from the industry. Think about outcomes. And the last one, you will be required to publish a paper in one of the international journals. We all have done. I will speak about that in a few slides. And what you need to understand is, how do you write a paper? What is plagiarism check? It checks about, it actually checks similarity of your text with all the published articles on internet, even some of the websites. So you can't copy paste from anywhere and write a paper, right? It has to be very individualistic, and you have to be very creative. So be thoughtful. You'll have to write a paper, publish in one of the journals, and That's how you end your second year, right? And then conference presentation is something that you will find a lot of scope coming up during both the years. And Chinu will keep sharing, so you'll get a lot of opportunities. My suggestion is try to present at least one paper every year. These are the conferences. They're run by IIM or IISC or various other forums you'll find. A lot of these things will come up. Plan for doing some presentation, find a topic. If you do that, it will be easier for you to even move around with your capstones and other publications. It will become easier actually. All right. And before I move ahead from this slide, I will tell you what's the success secret for you. It's your commitment. You won't imagine this 4 weeks in a month will fly like anything. Before you realize, you will be ending trimester after trimester, and your commitment, if you are committed to learn in between these Saturdays, that's the only secret for you to become successful. Now, with all this, here I stand. Look at the amount of greens, right? Are you not getting excited? Yeah, this is my journey, right? I learned all of this Python, R, big data. Maths, I would say I'm still yellow because I still see a lot of scope to learn. And with this yellow itself, yes, you can manage, of course. But statistics, put a little more effort into learning statistics. It's not difficult. You a lot of these videos are also available on YouTube. So even before you get into learning, I would say go through some of them. That's the basics and learn that. So when the things are being taught in the class, it'll be easier for all of you. And on the business side, I have kept few of the things yellow. The reason is you don't become a domain expert in supply chain, finance, marketing just by going through the class, right? You need to do something outside it, but you'll have enough knowledge to do some analytics. That's why it is yellow, not red. And yeah, I did well in all of these domains, honestly. And yeah, I still have scope for improvement. Yeah, consulting analytics is an area I'm still exploring and solutioning. Yeah, in my practical life, I need to do a lot more solutioning to become better in this area. And what comes that will be your end of journey with the program, right? But is that the end of journey for data science, your career? No, right? You will have to keep your focus on. You have to do a lot of things during and after your classes. The first thing you need to look at is you have to build your own brand, right? Build your brand. How do you build a brand? Yeah, you create your GitHub profile, you do a good profile on LinkedIn, etc., etc. That's social media. But in addition to that, start participating in conferences. Try to become speaker in conferences. Like I was talking about, right? IIC, IIM. A lot of these places you will have opportunities. Do that. Go become your speaker. Become a speaker there and do a lot of publications and participate in competitions, right? Kaggle, Analytics Vidya. There are a lot of websites who run hackathons, competitions. Start participating. If you get into Kaggle, they have level-wise competitions, right? They have competitions for basics. So start with basics, then get into more complex problems and their solutions. And then the next thing that you should focus on is share your knowledge, help people learn, help larger community, participate in meetups. There are a lot of meetups you can sign up for, participate in them, talk to people, help them, you know, try to join some student groups. If you participate in a lot of forums, groups, etc. online, you will get those opportunities automatically. And then there is another way is people will ask questions in Quora and LinkedIn, etc. Try to answer them. Be very honest. Don't copy paste. It's a process of you also learning more about it and also helping people learn. But when you start answering, right, people know about you and it helps you build your own brand and also it helps you improve upon your knowledge. And remember, this is just the beginning of the journey into data science, right? It is not the end. So even after your courses are over, you get your degree, you get into that robe and throw your hat and all. That's not the end. Continue learning more and more. stay relevant. Technology is changing every day in this field, right? And I'll talk about a little bit about some of my papers. Uh, all of my papers I have done along with my classmates, my friends that I made from my class. This is a paper that we presented in IIMB. It is on auto detection of click frauds using machine learning. I did this project along with Satyajit, who is also a participant of the class, and he has also passed along with us, completed his MBA. So we did it together. We prepared for it, went and presented in IIM Bangalore, and with the same paper, also we published in one of the international journals called IGESC. And you can see both the certificates here. One is from IIMB, and the other one is for publishing in the journal. And there is a link also. I don't know if any of you are interested, but if you search my name and this subject, you would find this link automatically. So you can see through how the papers are being written. It's the IEEE format basically. Then I also published another paper, and that was about ransomware auto detection in IoT devices using machine learning. This we presented in IISC, Bangalore. It was being conducted by IIM, but in IISC. So this is something that we presented during our first year. And look at the subject, right? It is not just machine learning. It is not just analytics. It has got security, right, which is ransomware, which is a part of the security, cyber security, and then it has got IoT as well. And because of that, actually, four people we did it together. You can see in my certificate, my name Satyajit was there with me, of course. Then we had Greece. Greece was from cybersecurity. He's an expert in cybersecurity, and we had Chinmay, who is an expert in IoT devices. And we are at the end of my presentation, guys. Time flies, honestly. And I hope you all come out with really flying colors. Look at the beautiful slide, flying colors. And I'm sure all of you will go through this and do it, and you will all come out with flying colors. That's from my side. Now, time for questions.
Hi Anshuman, it's Ravi Kumar.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on your completion of the program successfully. My question is about the projects. As you said, the end of the first year and end of the second year, we need to think about the project and pick up a project from in our company if it is not possible from outside from any market, the whatever the problems outside. So how do you means how do we even if we find a certain problem is existing in the market want to provide a solution, how do we get the related data or whatever the other information we need? How can we gather that?
Data is not a problem. Don't look for too much of data. Start with what you have. I will give you one small example of one of my projects. I had kept it open. I thought I may need to show you. You know, One is this will tell you that what I wanted to do. This will also tell you that from a zero coding, what all people can really do. I actually wanted to do a project on computer vision, detection of social distancing for COVID, right? This problem, COVID is very new. It is just 6, 7 months old, right? And detection of social distancing means in an industry environment, that means when two people are closer to each other, they're not able to maintain social distancing. A tool should be able to detect it. Do you think data is there in the market? It is not. You don't even find proper COVID data other than infection rates in different countries, right? Nothing else is there. So you have to be really creative. What I did, I will show you what I did. I went to Google and downloaded images like this. Let me put it in presentation mode. Look at these images. These are, just images. You go for Google crowd, put some query words, right? Google crowd. You will find a lot of these images, and you don't need to be very creative as well. You just think through, right? Once you know your problem properly, you will get a lot of ideas. And of course, every project will also be assigned a mentor, and mentor can also guide you. And I would not say that I did everything all my own. And I was actually asking my mentor. Uh, my mentor was Sandeep. He's the founder of CloudX Lab and very, very helpful and great mentor. He said, "Why not search in Google?" I said, "Yeah, fantastic idea." I searched and downloaded. I wanted to download 500 images, but By the time I downloaded 100 images, I was damn tired because it's not that they're all easily available. I also found a lot of videos, not a lot of videos. This is one video which is called Oxford Town Centre, publicly available, where you see people moving around. I took that, not difficult at all. And from a skill set perspective, I will tell you, I went to computer vision. I ran codes and YOLO and deep Python codes I was able to run as part of my project. Look at this. I'm able to detect everything in images, videos. I was also able to define that how many people are breaching social distancing in an image. In a video also, I can't show you the video right now. I have to load the whole yellow package to run it, but I would have shown you. Nothing is impossible. Don't get worried about your project. It's all there. Just think through. First and foremost, define the problem that you want to take as your project.